Welcome back, my friends. Is Litecoin Lawton on Tuesday, February 7th today, I believe is the date. It is 8 o'clock at night. We have some crazy stuff coming in, you guys. Crypto exchange Binance will suspend US dollar transfers on February 8th. Okay, so it's February 7th right now. That means they're going to stop transferring US dollars basically tomorrow, guys. This is pretty crazy. I had this whole video ready to go tonight, and I was like gonna talk about a bunch of things about like I did want to, I was interested in Goin and seeing that he's actually in Serbia. This guy has a lot of information about you know this guy got away with a lot of money, you guys. So $60 billion wipeout. So I was really interested in this. But then this Binance news kind of tops the cake with everything. I looked it up. Binance is worth like, it's on the exchange level. It's number one. It's got a $55.6 billion proof of reserve right now. So if this is actually true and they are, starting basically the insolvency process, then this is going to consume a lot. This might be our black swan event. There's also some things with, the US debt default situation. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But that is not a very good sign either. If the Congress can't increase the debt limit, then we haven't seen that kind of a situation, right? So they always usually, kick the can down the court. Money is debt. So if you don't increase the money supply, then they basically don't understand how money works, and it is a Ponzi scheme. So they have to make a bigger base level of debt to keep this whole thing going, right? So anyways, if you guys are business owners, I just wanted to put this out there. If you guys are business owners, BitPay, it's basically free to sign up, and you don't have to deal with cryptos at all. It instantly accepts crypto and then converts it to your whatever currency that you want. And so I just wanted to put this out there, you guys. Education is going to be basically the fundamental thing that is going to change the adoption curve. And as people get educated, that adoption curve is going to start steadily increasing with education. And unfortunately, education with crypto and Bitcoin is pretty steep. Like for me, I consider myself an educated person, and it took me at least like 4 months to understand what Bitcoin was, and then another to 7 months basically to be able to explain it in like 4 or 5 sentences. So with your friends around the Thanksgiving table or around the table in your family, education, you guys, is going to be the thing that really transforms us. And there are institutions now that are basically teaching blockchain, Web3, crypto. And everybody talks about like Web 4, Web 5. It doesn't matter. Understanding crypto, blockchain is going to start accelerating this mass adoption. And as universities and as colleges get on board and they start educating new programmers that are familiar with, Ethereum and the programmability that comes along with that, as these new companies come along, we are going to see an increase in the adoption and the adoption curve. And I honestly, I believe that. And I consider us so lucky, you guys, because I was looking at the stock to flow of Litecoin and Bitcoin, and I came across this video. I did want to play part of it for you guys. So I'm just going to let it play. I'm going to interject right here. Teach your friends, help educate your friends and your family, you guys. That is the biggest, steepest thing that's inhibiting adoption, because things are cheap right now, you guys. We have fast, cheap, private, cryptocurrencies. We have BitPay and other places, that are are on board right now that are helping us have that adoption curve. But I'm gonna let this play for a second, and then I might interject it and stop. Just a couple points. Here you go. So here we go.
Supply and demand. There are supply-based models and pattern-based models, though technically it all comes back down to supply, since price is a function of it. But supply does create patterns of price, hence why there are two general ways to look at it. It should be noted that models help determine where price should be if demand is at a maximum. The 4-year supply cycle, due to halvings that both
Okay, so makes a really good point. I just wanted to stop right here. Price is a function of supply, resulting in these fractals. So patterns exist because of human psychology, and they also exist. They repeat themselves. It's like, things in the world that repeat themselves. Fractals repeat themselves. Halvings that are built into the Bitcoin and Litecoin network facilitate these reoccurring patterns. Is all I'm going to say. So they basically cut the rewards every 4 years, and it results in patterns that we can actually trade. Okay, so I'm going to play.
Bitcoin and Litecoin experience creates the conditions necessary for patterns to repeat. Often these patterns are referred to as fractals. Notice how the drop from the 2013 all-time high and the 2017 all-time high are quite similar. The long bleed down, along with the pump for the halving, is not by mistake, but rather a function of the supply.
So I do believe that we are going to get a pump before the halving, you guys. I do think
There's
that
also a
we might be
fractal
looking at it right
ratio
now.
pair, like the USD pair, and the pattern speaks for itself. Notice how there are 4 tops following a bleed down to the halving, and then the whole thing repeats. Currently, Litecoin is at the cusp of a ratio fractal breakout. The 2017 ratio breakout happened after SegWit activation, which acted as an accelerant. This time around, it could be opt-in confidential transactions through Mimblewimble extension blocks or Taproot.
Yep, Taproot, privacy features. Charlie Lee basically created the perfect currency. Whether or not we use it is going to be a thing, but
is through
we will be
GAN
judged by
are a form of technical analysis based on the idea
how we
is
transact.
Geometric and cyclical in nature. The reason why it works so well with Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Gang fit. He goes into fans right here, you guys. This is really cool. So I just wanted you guys. I'm gonna tone out, but this is something that kind of opened my mind as well with Litecoin fractals.
Coin is because of the supply cycle due to the halvings. Cyclical GAN fans are drawn using a cycle all-time high at a high interval time frame. Simply select the all-time high candle, which becomes the point of origin, and align the 1/8 fan with the bottom of the following candles. All this does is derive resistance levels from these 2 points. When all GAN fans are broken, generally price recovers to the old all-time high, and eventually price discovery happens to new all-time highs, and then a new cyclical GAN fan can be drawn. As you can see, Litecoin has had a total of 5 GAN fans, 2 of them being cyclical GAN fans, roughly 4 years apart, and the others happen to be between the cyclical ones. There are technically 6 or 7 in total that can be drawn, but the data for those candlesticks aren't available on TradingView since the oldest USD pair dates back to late May 2013 on Bitfinex. At the time of making this video, Litecoin is between the 3-1 and the 4-1 resistance bands. Once 4-1 breaks, price can test 8-1, and once that happens, price breaks out of 8-1, and price discovery for new all-time highs begins. Notice how after price breaks the 8-1 fan, it retests it, and then takes off. The Litecoin-Bitcoin pair, or the ratio, also has GAN fans, and the ratio GAN fans are very old. They date back to December 2013. Breakout from the ratio GAN fans will result in either a test of 2013 or 2017 highs or new all-time high.
Okay, so this Litecoin Bitcoin pairing, you guys, I'm going to go into the charts myself and I'm going to show you some things on this, but I totally agree with this guy's analysis right here that when we break this level right here, this GAN fan, we're going to go up to that 2% of a Bitcoin.
Altogether, it is just a matter of time. Now for some supply-based models. Generally, there are 2 supply-based models. One of them is my observation, BTC4 displacement as I call it, that others have referred to as BTC4 shift, and the other is stock to flow. Litecoin is 3 years and 9 months behind Bitcoin in network lifetime and has 4 times the supply due to having 2.5-minute block times. Since proof-of-work crypto is a pure supply and demand market, as long as the Litecoin network continues to grow, which it has been, Litecoin's value would naturally be roughly one-fourth the Bitcoin value, 3 years and 9 months behind due to Litecoin.
So a fourth of Bitcoin, yes, the technicals show that, a fourth of Bitcoin is possible with Litecoin. However, there's a lot of other players in the space. ETH is kind of branched off into it's created a whole new beast right now. So realistically, you could probably double that and be like 1/8 of a Bitcoin. That's just my kind of technicals are not everything, and you have to kind of consider the whole ecosystem as itself.
Being one halving cycle behind Bitcoin. BTC forward displacement can be backtested and has worked so far. It predicted the 2013 top and the 2017 top, and soon it should theoretically predict the 2021 top. To get the current BTC4 ratio, take the current supply of.
Okay, I want to actually go back into that chart for a second. Okay, take a look at this thing, you guys. Litecoin up here, it has actually a breakout target of like he's circling it, he's like circling it at like 4,800, so I think that this is pretty amazing, you guys. If this thing actually breaks out, this thing is violent. Litecoin is a pretty aggressive animal compared to, ETH and Bitcoin. So, when Litecoin breaks out here, and we know it's going to break out because of the halving, we know that these patterns play out and they repeat themselves in history. And if you don't, I missed this one. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. I missed most of this one. I caught it like right, I started mining Litecoin, back in 2017. So like I was like right here. I didn't buy the exact top, but I started like mining. I made some mistakes on that thing. I wish I would have just bought Litecoin instead of like tried to mine it just because of my situation. But so I learned some lessons there.
And the 2017 top, and soon it should theoretically predict the 2021 top. To get the current BTC4 ratio, take the current supply of Bitcoin and divide it by the current supply of Litecoin. And what happens is you get this ratio of about 0.28167, which is then multiplied by the price of Bitcoin at the top of the last halving cycle to get a projected value for Litecoin this cycle. At the time of making this video, that places a target of about 5,500 United States dollars. Stock to flow models a rate of new supply issuance to the rate of new supply issuance of other assets like gold and silver to derive a price and market cap. Currently, stock to flow for Litecoin targets about $10,500. There is also the silver to Bitcoin's gold model, which is the.
So he just said that the target price of the stock to flow for Litecoin was around $10,000 maximum. So we are just testing $100 right now. I'll go into the charts in a second, but this guy is saying basically that the stock to flow on Litecoin is around $10,000. So basically your taking profit zone is between $4,000 and $6,000 to kind of play it safe. But let's get into the charts, you guys. I just wanted to bring that to you. I hope this helps. I love decentralization. I love YouTube as a platform, or if, I'm not getting censored at this point. Maybe when I start getting like 10,000, views, then I'll start getting censored because I don't know. We'll see how it is. But you guys like, subscribe. This is not financial advice. I did want to show you guys something. I want to give you guys a gem right now. If you guys are sticking with it right now, this is a coin that I really love, you guys. And I want to show you a trade right now. Okay. This is a Digibyte USD pair. And we are breaking this trend line. Okay. That's basically been created in 2021 was the top of this thing at about 20 cents. And Digibyte right now is worth 1 cent. And if you guys believe in decentralization, which this coin exhibits all of this and everything else that you need in decentralization, from the mining to the algorithm itself. It's very secure. It's not going anywhere. You can mine Digibyte with any kind of hardware out there. So this is a project I love. I love Digibyte, you guys, and it's starting to break out right now at 1 cent. This is crazy. It goes up to 20 cents. When it breaks, it's GAN fan. This thing is going to go blockbusters here. So I am scooping up some Digi right now, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm waiting for a pullback in a lot of other stuff right now. The DXY, you guys, on the daily right now is showing a pretty strong buy. This is starting to look like a daily bull flag, and if the continuation is a lot higher, and we're going to be breaking all-time highs here. So whether or not what you believe in with the inflation deflation story, you guys, I need you guys to be safe out there. So be aware, be prepared for a throwback here. If this thing actually does a throwback on the stock market, you guys, if the stock market throws back right now, and there's a couple of reasons, that I think that we might have a throwback, because this is kind of getting everybody excited right here with this breakout. And every trader right now is talking about the S&P, right? Every trader is talking about this breakout with the S&P and how traditionally cryptos are correlated to the S&P. However, and that might be true, and so, but a possibility of a throwback right now, and this thing actually rolling over, and then breaking back into this thing, breaking back into this wedge, you guys. I at least want to see a pullback to the top of the wedge in a retest. Okay. So I do think the max pain is up right now, because the people that are missing this move right now, I think we're smart enough to know that there's going to be a pullback here. The inverted yield curve also, you guys, is showing that we're going to hit the craziest recession that we've ever seen, probably depression. And the Fed is not going to stick a soft landing, you guys. There's no way. Okay. The curve is way past that point where, any possibility we might have a little bit of a bull rally, pump, but, in the end, in like 2 or 3 months, maybe, I expect a full rug pull. I don't know what's going to happen, but I expect a full rug pull. And you guys need to have some cash on the sidelines to actually play that dip. And also silver, you guys. This one, I wanted to show you silver for my prospectors out there. Thank you guys for subscribing. I really appreciate you guys. Some silver, we are getting this crazy sell, right? Like, so, even though the market cipher on silver, we having this like slight bearish divergence, we have a lot more like pretty long-term bullish divergences going on, especially, and even with gold. So like gold's getting this, like, it is getting this bearish divergence right now. So we might have a pullback, you guys, in metals. That would be pretty phenomenal. And especially if silver, you guys, if silver comes down to this 18 level mark right here, or even back down to this point right here, what, about $15, it is possible that we revisit this $15 mark. It would be crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If silver comes back and touches $15, don't be surprised. And then it's going to break out, right? Or it might not even get that low. I mean, I expect this thing to look like this. This is how silver, I think, is going to play. So we're getting a pullback. Everybody's going to sell everything, including stocks, equities, Bitcoin. It's going to come down, and then they're going to realize what real money is. And then Bitcoin and possibly silver are going to come, they're going to start decoupling. Okay. That was the word I was missing a few other times. Decoupling. Okay. It's going to decouple from the stock market. And then, break out of this thing even higher. Okay. We're going to start ripping. So I kind of think the lowest we're going to go with silver is about $20. So anyways, you guys, that's what's going on. Bitcoin is showing, we are getting a sell on the daily as well. And so I did want to go over that. The Lux algo does have us on a sell right now. And I just want to put that out there. Like when people panic and everything starts selling off, especially regular stock market, if we're going to default on the US debt, like just for example, or China's going to invade Taiwan, or there's going to be some black swan event. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. But I can tell you that there's going to be some black swan event in the next like couple months, and we're going to go into, there's no soft landing, unfortunately. So there might be this crazy pump, so Litecoin right now, Litecoin is breaking back up, right? It's breaking back up out of this ascending wedge, which is traditionally a bearish formation, you guys. But we are getting this crazy bearish divergences on Litecoin. And I can see, ETH is actually showing it a little bit too. Like this is the one I was looking at. This is ETH on the daily, you guys. It's showing this huge bearish divergence happening right now. So I would be very leery, I think, of a little short-term pullback with everything. It seems like it's going to at least happen, I think probably tomorrow or the next day. How long this thing rides, if Bitcoin actually breaks back into this wedge, then we'll have another conversation. But right now, it needs to hold basically 20, I would say 21,000. So if it starts breaking, it needs to hold like 21,000. 22,000 would be great. But if it actually, starts bumping its head on 22,000 and starts falling to 21, then I would expect, this thing to actually, at least in the midterm, the next level is, 16,000. So, I told you guys before that I have some buy orders down at this, like, $16,000 to $10,000, start laddering in. So anyways, you guys can play it how you want. Obviously not financial advice. Like, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate everybody out there. I hope you're blessed and have a great night. Take care of your families, take care of your priorities, your security, your food. Life is about a lot more things than just crypto and finance and stuff. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your health. It's probably number one. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for being here. Litecoin Lawton out.